Hey guys, welcome to today's video. It is an exciting one because y'all, oh my gosh, I got this beautiful PR package from Sigma Beauty, the Angela Bright collab. I was so thrilled and excited. I got this a little bit after some of my friends, so I had already seen the palette going around, but y'all, it is so beautiful. First of all, look at Angela. She looks absolutely stunning, but it comes with her eyeshadow palette, her favorite set, and she owns a lash company, Bright Lashes. So a pair of lashes in here. So I thought that it would be fun to create a couple looks. This is my first time playing with the palette. I'm gonna play with the brushes. I am going to wear the lashes at some point. Not today. I'm actually filming on my best friend Smag's birthday and we're going out to dinner tonight, so I'm not going to try and get lashes on, but we're gonna create some looks, we're gonna play, and I'm going to share this palette with you. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Kelly and I love all things makeup and beauty. I love talking, I love makeup, I love talking about makeup, so if you'd like to chat about makeup too, I would love to have you subscribe and be part of the K-Bella fam. But why don't we go ahead and jump into the first look. Okay, we are zoomed in. My hair is down because I did just get a little haircut. You probably can't tell because my hair is never down, but I'm going to keep touching with it unless we do something about this. So I have these cute little ColourPop clips. See if we can just clip this hair back here. I got these cute little clips at the Creators and Friends trip in Charleston, and I always wanted some clips like this to like clip your hair back, so we'll see. We'll see how that works here. Okay, so first of all, I do have the brush set. I wonder how many of these brushes I have because I do love Sigma brushes and I do have several. So let me pull her brushes out. I have not opened this yet. I was so excited to get this PR package, y'all. I do get PR from Sigma, but not like everything that they put out. I was actually really sad because I really wanted like the new mod shade, the lipstick, mod lipstick, whatever it is. I wanted their lipsticks and I didn't get them in PR, so I was a little sad about that. Okay, so we have this one here, which is the Firm Shader E57. I don't think I have that one. Then I have this little one right here, which is the E42 Precision Firm Blender. I don't think I have that one either. Then we have this one right here, which is the E33 Detailed Diffused Crease. Was this one in Heather's? Okay, I pulled over the rest of my brushes. E33 Detailed Diffused Crease. Yeah, this one was in Heather's, so I did have this one. Then the E28, which is the Detail Buffer. Sorry, I wasn't showing you. I don't think I have that one. And then I do think I have one of these. Oh my gosh, this one's stuck in here. Come on. This one right here is the E27 Detail Blender. So I'm gonna use these today with the palette. I always save these little plastic things in my eyeshadow palettes and I never know why, but here is the palette. I'm sure by this point you've seen it. I at first was a little intimidated because you have some pops of color here, but actually this is heavy on the neutrals and I think I'm going to absolutely love it. So I'm excited to play with it today. I am going to start by using my Sigma eyeshadow base primer. This is in the shade Ignite, and Sigma does currently have like their customer appreciation sale going on. I do have an affiliate link. If you click the link that's listed below, it is an affiliate link, so I do earn commission from those sales, but I also have a code. I don't think the code is affiliated. I don't think I get anything from the code. I could be wrong about that, but my code is KBella. So if you click the link or just go to sigma.com if you don't want to use the affiliate link, and you can use code KBella to save. You can get 40% off right now. Like you can use codes on top of the customer appreciation sale. So normally my code is 10% off, but the sale itself is actually 30% off, and then like doubled with a code, it's 40% off. But I don't think that it works on collabs, so it may not work on this collab palette, but I know in the past they've let it work with like creators' favorite sets and stuff. So you may just have to play around. But now that we are all primed here, so I typically like to set my eyeshadow primer, and Angela put the perfect shade in here for me, which is this shade right here in Bare. I'm going to take one of her brushes. It's the E28 Detailed Buffer Brush, and I'm just going to use the flat side, and I'm tapping into Bare. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to press this in the crease and up to the brow bone. I honestly, I have a hard time blending my eyeshadow if I don't set my primer. I mean, that's a me problem. Probably not an eyeshadow problem because it's with every eyeshadow. That's a Kelly problem. But I love that Angela put this Bare shade in here because I need a shade like that. It is a little bit deeper than like my skin tone, like it's not showing up as a bone shade, but I know Angela uses this shade a lot when she's like blending out her crease, blending out her shadows. So definitely happy to have that shade in here. What do I want to do today? Okay, so this was not in her favorite set, but it's my Tapered Blending E40, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in right here with the shade Peachy, and we're going to put this all in the crease, just all over. I am getting a little kickback in the pan, which does not bother me at all, but just know if you're someone maybe who is a little bit heavier handed, you may want to go in lightly just to touch it. But I mean, there's definitely no problem with the pigmentation or the blending here. This is a great transition shade for me, I feel. Look at that, it's beautiful. I hope you can see it. Sometimes with the lights, I use a combination of like natural light and a ring light. Let me turn it down a touch. And sometimes I feel like I have a hard time getting the best lighting situation, but hopefully that's better. There's honestly so much I want to do with this palette. I want to play with this quad right here because that's definitely a Kelly quad. I want to play with these shades right here. But what I think one of the first looks that I saw was, well, I mean, I saw it in my head, but I wanted to put this kind of like in the outer part of my eye and put Hollywood on the lid. So I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go back in with the same brush that I used for Bare. It's the Detailed Buffer E28. And I'm going to go into Zinfandel right here. I'm just going to use the other side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack this. Check out that pigment. Now I do have small eyes. So this brush right here is definitely not for someone with teeny eyes like myself, but that's okay. But this shadow like really packed a punch. So I'm just gonna put that in the outer corner and then use like the tip of the brush to kind of blend it. And we may have to go back in with that peachy shade to get it to really blend nicely. But holy cow, that Zinfandel shade. I wonder if it's gonna stain the eye, because sometimes I've had issues with shades like this staining my eye. I mean, I don't mind, but it's a very, very pigmented shade. Do you guys have an eye that you're better at? Because this eye is not typically the eye that I'm better at, but for some reason with this brush, I'm having an easier time blending this Zinfandel shade. Like I just feel like it's blending in the crease a tiny bit better on this side, which obviously is user error. It may just be the way like I hold my brush or the pressure or something. But on this side, I have a little bit of a harsher line. Like I feel like I need to go in with something to help that out. And this side, it like blended seamlessly. So I'm going in with that Detailed Diffused Crease, the E33, and that same peachy shade. And I'm just gonna try and like blend the edges of Zinfandel. I'm not really trying to like take away any of the pigment, but it was looking a touch harsh there for a minute, and this brush is smaller. So I feel like if I do that and then get just a touch more Zinfandel and just back and forth it, I think my daughter's awake. If I just back and forth it, I can blend it out. I really like this little crease brush because it's doing a great job of like really getting in there and blending. Like I said, I don't feel like I had an issue on this side, but for some reason, I don't know what it is. Normally that's my good eye. For some reason, I was having issues blending that side, but these colors look beautiful together. Absolutely beautiful. I did bring Zinfandel, like I didn't get any more product, but I just kind of wanted to like drag it in a touch and make it look a little uniform. Now I want to show you something. I have the Sigma switch and I love it. And so this is my dirty side. So Zinfandel is that like purpley shade, okay? What you can do is you can take your Sigma switch and just run the brush. This is like what you would do if you're using the same brush for multiple shades. It's not going to clean it completely, but it's going to remove the majority of that pigment. Obviously it's a purple, you can still see it there, but you wouldn't get so, you can also see it on here, you wouldn't get so much pigment on your, like on the next shade is what I'm trying to say. You'd be able to get use the next shade without having a ton of pigment on there. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna take this Firm Shader E57. Oh, I need my Fix Plus. Okay, I'm gonna take my Firm Shader and I'm gonna go into Hollywood here, which kind of looks like a green gold. I know Angela in her video said that this shade she let her boyfriend name. She told him that he could like pick whatever shade he liked and she would call it Hollywood, and I thought that was super cute. I'm gonna use this, ooh, right here on the lid. That's a pretty shade. That's a super pretty shade. I'm just getting a little bit more and pressing it on top. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. I do want to see if I take my finger. I feel like when you take your finger, you get a little bit more of like a foiled look, and I am a fan of the foiled look on my eyes. If you do have mature eyes or fine lines on your eyes, oh, I just dropped my eyelash curler, then you may not be a big fan of foiled shadows, but I love them. That looks really pretty. So I want to use the Precision Firm Blender, the E42, for my lower lash line. I think I want to dip into something different. Do we want to go brown? Maybe basic? Let me take, no, I don't know. Will that look good? Maybe this one? This orange one in Evermore? Let me just take a touch of Evermore and run this along the lower lash line. And then I do want to go in to that Zinfandel shade and like put that more so on like the outer corner. But I feel like I just want to use some shades, you know? I just want to use some shades. Okay, cool. So now I'm going in with a Sigma pencil brush and I'm going back into that Zinfandel shade, and I'm just gonna focus it on the outer part of my eye. I don't want to drag it all the way in because I do have small hooded eyes. So I just want to focus it right here on the outer part of the eye. I love these pencil brushes. I have like 3 or 4 of them. One I've had for years and it's so worn out, not even in the pencil shape anymore, but I just feel like they're so perfect for this lower lash line area. Going back into the brush that I used for Evermore but with no additional shadow, and I'm just gonna try and marry the two together. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go into Bright and my pinky and put that right here on the inner corner of the eye to brighten it up a bit. What do we think there? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put some mascara on and then I'll show you what it looks like. So here is the look here. So far, I love it. I think it looks amazing. I will have the rest of my makeup listed down below, but I'm wearing Sigma bronzer, blush, and highlighter. My lipstick is Natasha Denona from the I Need a Dream collection. It's the I Need a Nude in the shade Natasha, which I forgot how much I love it until I was wearing it today. But I love this look. I think my plan is tomorrow I wanna do 2 more looks, and you know, I kind of want to dig into some neutrals and I kind of want to do some color. This also reminds me of like Christmas. This might be good for Christmas too. This purple is beautiful. I'd like to maybe do that as a pop on the lower lash line. I really want to play with autumn. I want to play with champagne problems. So many options here. So little time. Let's go ahead and jump into the next look. Okay, I'm back. We are going to do 2 more looks, but I do just want to let you know my lip combo is the Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude and BK Beauty Grace. I absolutely love this shade. I do have a code with BK Beauty if you're interested. KBella10 will save you 10% off, but I absolutely love, love, love this shade Grace. It's a go-to. Today, I think what I want to do is I definitely want to use this autumn shade. I was thinking something over here. And then I was thinking maybe more of a neutral with like a pop of purple. I don't know. We're gonna play around, but I'm gonna do 1 look on each eye. And I am going to use the brushes in Angela's brush set again. I think what I'm going to do is start with the basic shade right here and my E40 Tapered Blending from Sigma. This one is not in the favorites by Angela Bright, but I love this to kind of diffuse the crease, the transition, create a nice base. This is a good like basic transition shade for someone with my skin tone. I really, really think that's a good match. I almost just did the same thing on the other eye. I forgot that I was creating 2 looks. I want to do 1 at a time. Okay, so then I'm going in with the brush from her collection that I didn't use, the E27 Detailed Blending. And what I'm going to do is take this Cold Brew shade and this one, which reminds me of the Detailed Buffer that we used yesterday, but like a smaller version. I just tapped a little bit on there, and what I'm going to do is put it just in this outer section. But I do kind of want to blend it like into the crease, but keeping it lower. And so I'm going to use it to kind of pack in the outer V, but then also just blend it out. I was thinking of using the autumn shade and Champagne Problems and creating a little bit of a halo eye. I honestly haven't done a halo eye in a long time, but they can sometimes be a little tricky because my eyes are so small. But maybe we will try and do a little halo eye situation. I need a smaller brush, so this is the BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy A504 and that same Cold Brew shade. And I'm just going to put it so that we can do like a little bit of a halo eye on that inner corner. Now I do have small eyes, so you can see like it's getting kind of muddied there in the middle, but we're gonna make it work. We're going to make it work. It's just a little challenging sometimes with such small eyes, trying to like really save middle space. This is the same brush. I just kind of brushed off a little bit, and I'm going into basic again. And I'm using this Angie Hot and Flashy to kind of get that basic shade in the inner corner and the tops of that Cold Brew. Okay, so I want to use my Singe E01, but I need to use my Sigma switch to get some of the color off. And we're going to go in with that autumn shade. I like this because it's tiny, so it'll really help me kind of get in the inner and outer corner. And I am going to use this autumn shade and spray it with Fix Plus. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try my best to keep it on the outer and inner. Again, difficult when you have tiny eyes here, but we're gonna do the best we can to keep that middle part blank. And I do tend to blend my shimmers up into the crease a touch because I do have hooded eyes, so when I open them, if it's just on the lid, it's a little bit more challenging to see. I think in the fall, this autumn shade would be beautiful just all over the lid, honestly. It's beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna take the other side of my Singe brush and I'm actually gonna go into Champagne Problems right here and we're gonna put that in the center. I honestly think, ooh, a lot picked up, that it may be best to go in with a finger, but we'll see. This brush may be small enough that I can just get it right in the center there. And I just want to keep it in the center, so what I'm going to do is I'm pressing it where I want it, and then I'm going to flip over to the other side of the brush and just kind of marry the Autumn and Champagne Problems together. And you can just go back and forth and do this as much as you'd like. Because I'm using a brush, it's getting kind of muffled together. So I'm actually going to take a little bit of Champagne Problems on my finger and try and get that in the middle and try and not overblend it. I do want it to be a bright pop there. Okay, so it looks like I have not taken Schmoogala yet, so I'm going to use the E42 from Angela's Favorites and dip that into Schmoogala and run that along my lower lash line just to diffuse everything out. I like doing that with like a fluffy brush because I do have fine lines under my eyes, so I feel like when I diffuse it out this way, it actually looks really nice. And I'm actually sitting here thinking that I wanted to do that purple 2015 shade and I wanted to use Faye for another look. And I messed that up here by putting the brown, but that's okay. I can recreate that a different way. So then I'm taking my finger and that Champagne Problems and I'm going to pop it right there on the inner corner and just kind of blend a little bit, diffuse a little bit, pop a little bit more right in the center there. Beautiful. Okay, so I kind of wish that I had put 2015 on the bottom so that I could use the Faye shade. This is 2015 that I wanted to use on the bottom. This is Faye. I think we may save Faye for her own moment. I saw a look. I can't remember who created the look, but it was someone who did 3 looks and they created a very beautiful look with Faye here. But I think what I'm gonna do is do a very basic look on the other eye with 2015 on the lower lash line since I messed up. So what we're gonna do is go back into my tapered blending, E40, and okay, I'm kind of changing up my mind a little bit. So I'm going back into basic right here and putting this all over the crease. I think Faye may have her moment and 2015 may be saved for another day. I think 2015 would be a great, just like pop of color, lower lash line pop, honestly. Using my Sigma switch for the E27, cleaning that off, and we are going to go into this shade right here, which is PDX, and I'm going to just kind of put this in the same place right here in the outer corner. We are not doing a halo with this one. I just kind of want to get it right out here in this outer corner. Okay, so then I'm going into my favorite for the lid. It's the BK203. Again, Sigma switch going to clean it off, although I do have like 3 of these brushes, but it doesn't matter. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go into Faye and I'm gonna spray it, and I'm gonna put Faye over that PDX shade because I think I might wanna put Hollywood on the inner corner. I am going to spray my brush with some Fix Plus. It really helps with fallout. And I'm going to press Faye over that shade. I'm trying to keep Faye a little bit lower. And again, small eyes problems, but keeping her a little bit lower. And just like the outer 2/3 of my eye. And I'm just gonna take Basic to kind of blend those outer edges. This is that E42 Precision Firm Blender, and no product, but I just kind of want to diffuse this PDX shade. I actually might dip into PDX just a tiny bit, focus it lower, and then try and blend upward to marry the PDX with the Basic shade. Okay, this is my Detailed Diffused Crease E33. Again, that Basic shade. I just really want a nice blend here. I tend to be an over blender, honestly, because I do want that shade peeking through. Okay, so now I'm gonna use the back side of my 203 and I'm gonna go in with this Hollywood shade and put that on the inner third of my eye. Again, spraying my brush. And pressing it right here, and then blending Faye and Hollywood together. Then I'm going in with my BK204 and I'm gonna tap into that PDX shade and just kind of press it on the outer part of my lower lash line. Maybe I might put Faye over a little, yeah, let's dip into Faye a little bit. Put a little bit of Faye on top. I don't typically put shimmer on the lower lash line, but why not? We're here. We're here, why not? Then I'm gonna go in with that Precision Firm Blender, and I'm actually gonna dip into Basic and Schmoogla, like back and forth, and kind of use that to blend out those greens and get that like inner corner. Then my finger and Bright, and I'm going to take Bright and pop it right here on the inner corner. Ooh, that's pretty. It almost has like a little bit of like a yellow shift to it. So these are the 2 looks here. And I'm pretty sure the only shade that I did not use is this one right here in 2015. I probably will not do another video using that, but I might try and do a reel on Instagram using just kind of like these neutrals and putting this on the lower lash line. That's kind of what I was thinking initially, is this and that on the lower lash line. But I'm going to go ahead and put some mascara on. I'm gonna use the Make Beauty Lash Prototype and a little bit of the Roller Lash, mascara it up, and then we'll look at the 2 final looks. Okay, so here are the 2 looks here. I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't do the purple on the lower lash line like I wanted to right here, but I think you got the idea. We have this beautiful like green gold vibe, and then we have this beautiful like almost smoky autumnal look with the autumn shade and Champagne Problems popped in the middle there. So those are the 3 looks. I'm gonna zoom you out and share my final thoughts. So those are the 3 looks that I created using the Sigma Angela Bright palette. I am actually very excited about this palette, more excited than I thought I would be, because when I initially saw this, I am a neutral lover. And so the pops of color in the middle and Faye over here were a little bit intimidating. So I wanted to find a way to use those shadows without them being intimidating. And actually in the first look, I wore that out yesterday and I actually got compliments on my eye look. That doesn't happen very often. My makeup is very minimal, so people don't usually talk about it when I'm out in the world, but I was out in the world and someone was like, oh my gosh, I loved your eyeshadow where I use these warmer looks and Hollywood right here. I love this eye. I feel like it's a comfortable way for me to incorporate that face shade. Like I said, I've now used every shadow except for 2015, which I wanted to do on the lower lash line. I did notice that I had some fallout here. So if you're trying to combat fallout, there are a couple things that you can do. One is you can like put extra powder underneath your eyes and let it set there and then dust it away after doing your makeup. I don't like to do that because I have dry skin. Another thing you can do is if you're just trying to minimize fallout, spraying the Fix Plus like I did kind of minimizes it, or you can do your eye makeup first. And if you do your eye makeup first, you can just take a makeup wipe, a wet paper towel, a makeup eraser, and kind of erase any fallout that way. I typically do my face makeup first, but I am actually very, very excited about this palette. I think it's going to be great for the summer. I think it will also be great for the fall, Christmas, holiday time. You have lots of bright pops, but also a lot of neutrals here to work with, and I think it is so amazing. So huge congratulations to Angela and to Sigma. I am super excited to play with this some more. I'm so thankful that they sent this over to me and very, very appreciative. I did want to tell you the brushes that I used in today's look. I hopefully mentioned the brushes in yesterday's look, and I'm going to link them down below. So from Sigma, and I do have a code with Sigma, also through the end of June, they have their customer appreciation, so 30% off, but if you use an influencer's code, it doesn't have to be my code, you can get 40% off, and my code is just KBella, but I used the Sigma Tapered Blending E40, from Angela's set, the E42 Precision Firm Blender, from her set, the E28 Detailed Buffer. Also from her set and Heather Austin's set, the E33 Detailed Diffused Crease. Also from her set, the E27 Detailed Blending. And the Firm Shader E57, also from Angela's set. And then from Singe Beauty, which is Angelica Nyqvist's brand, the Singe Beauty E01. And then from BK Beauty, which I have a code, KBella10 will save you 10% off. I have the BK203, which is my favorite. I own several of those. The BK204 and the Angie Hot and Flashy A504 to create today's look here. So I will link those down below. But otherwise, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.